All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Patrick,
I'm Padre.
and we're going to be doing the points unboxing, or yeah, the points unboxing
Well, it's not
live.
really an unboxing, but are you telling me that the points have changed again?
The points have changed again. We've got a beautiful spreadsheet up thanks to one of the gentlemen from Reddit, which I did have up at some point, and I forgot the person's name already. Hold on, I want to look it up. I do.
You,
And don't
you
worry.
must, because we have to credit them. We really
Yeah,
do.
we
I
will
mean,
get.
I'm just looking briefly right now at the screen here, and this guy did a lot of work.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God, he did so much work. A polite Canadian. How did I even forget that?
Oh, hey, there now, there, Spicky.
All right, so
Oh
a
yeah.
polite Canadian did this
You want to get
spreadsheet.
some beer? Let's go. Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's go out and about and go get some beer.
But we're gonna switch this real quick because we've had. I mean, we've been doing a lot of work lately with showing people how to start playing X-wing
Yeah,
and getting into X-wing. So
namely
we're,
me.
huh?
Namely me.
Exactly. Well, I've been actually going to the stores again and playing with new players and showing them the ropes. Yeah, I know how scary that is.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing a podcast tonight with Gordon, showing them.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, we're going to be going over new players and what you're going to be doing and how to get into it and common questions and just what you're going to run into as a new player and as someone showing a new player. Um, but
And not to mention the fact that Gordon is just an all around great guy and he's funny.
no, everybody, Gordon's the worst. All right. So, these are what's called points updates. So, for players that have no idea what is happening, every so often, the developers of AMG or other games in general will put out documents updating certain things to the game, such as rules update, changes to the scenarios, changes to wording or text on a certain pilot or card so that it works differently or works a little bit better with the current rules. And then also they'll adjust the points, as you see here, to make the game a little bit more balanced or competitive. And this is what the sheet looks like. You can go to Atomic Mass Games /X-Wing documents, and here you'll find ship point documents. You'll find upgrade documents. All of it's in a PDF format, all one page. There's other things like the scenarios, the rules reference, the rules, and everything else you can need for documents. But this is what happens in this game because it's constantly a changing, and we're going to cover that today. We're going to let you know what normally changes, what they normally do to apply those changes, and then we're going to go over how those changes might affect you as a player in the long run. Because you might already noticed when you went into certain apps today that your list doesn't fit anymore or certain things aren't really legal anymore. You're like,
Otherwise known as surprise.
exactly. So my list that I played Robert recently, where I had Vizier and a Reaper and a Defender with 3 TIE fighters, all of a sudden that list went from 20 points, which was legal, to 21 because one of the pilots' points was adjusted and changed. So
Yeah.
it is a, it's a thing that
So
happens.
so once again I say surprise.
Yes. So if you've never seen these documents before, this is a ship document. It tells you the pilots, whether they're limited, their subtitles, the cost, the loadout value, what you can upgrade to them, whether it's standard or extended, legal wise, and also keywords in case, for equipping certain cards. And they might change any one of these things on here. So they might change the upgrade bar, the loadout value, the cost, whether it's legal. They might add a keyword in here because they want an upgrade to be equipped to this ship or not. They don't usually change subtitles, but they do add them. So you'll notice the very first change here is this is a new pilot. Not really. It's Darth Vader. This is from the Battle of Yavin pack. You'll notice the bar is completely blacked out because it doesn't allow upgrades whatsoever. You cannot change the loadout points. It is a fixed card with fixed upgrades for a base value of 6. So you can put that in your squad and you can fly it normally around the board just like anything else. And it's going to do that for basically every other thing that they've added for Battle of Yavin. And then there's also, if I want to go all the way down this document, the other packs that's coming out is, where is it? I know it's under Republic and Separatist. Come on, computer, keep up. The Siege of Coruscant. I just saw it real quick. So also the Siege of Coruscant. You'll see certain pilots with the blacked out bars and so on and so forth. All right. So as a new player, Robert, any questions so far?
Okay, so what this list represents, if I understand this list correctly, is this is where I have to go to find out what my costs are for the ships and the upgrades that you get to add to them.
If you want a hard copy of it, absolutely. This is the technically only way to get it. The other way
But
to
this
get
is
it,
the list.
this is it.
Okay. So when I go to build my list in, say, Yasby or insert list builder of your choice here,
Yes.
okay, I have to pay attention to this list because those lists may not be updated yet.
So immediately, this is the great thing about our community. Yasby and Launch Bay Next have already been updated. So
Okay.
if you go into Yasby, you'll open your saved lists, or you'll start list building, and you'll notice like the points changes have already done. They're amazing. Thank you to the developers of that.
So as I go into those products,
Mhm.
and let's just say Lasby or Yasby for right now. I go into Yasby and I built a list 2 days ago, and it was a great list. I enjoyed flying it, blah blah blah. And then I will go into it today, and it's like, oh, I gotta print up that copy again because I want to go to that store next this Thursday. And oh, wait, how come this doesn't work now? It's because of a points change.
Yep. And Launchbane X will actually tell you that there was a points update, so you will all of a
Okay.
sudden see it to where it's not work. Your list doesn't work, but it'll say, "Hey, by the way, there was a points change," so you'll see
Ah,
that.
okay.
So that's
All
even
right.
better for Launch Bay.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. That's a nice feature.
Yeah, I mean, again, these guys
Well,
are
now you're
amazing.
not guessing. Why doesn't
True.
my list work? What happened? Well,
Yes.
here's why. We here. So, and so I don't think I have any questions, especially in this document that I'm looking at, which is just absolutely stinking beautiful.
Yes. So there is, well, you're looking at the Excel spreadsheet. We're looking at AMG's sheet right now on the
Yes.
screen. So for those of you who are wondering why, just a gray bar, they don't tell you whether the points went up or down. For Darth Vader, this is a new card, so 6 is always the cost. If we scroll down to the TIE fighters, you'll notice that some of them, like Val and Rooter or the Academy TIE,
Rudiger?
Rudiger, and then the ISB Joust. Those also have gray marks, and those are old ships that have been out for a while. They're not going to tell you whether they went up or down. They're just going to mark it as being a change. So you might be
Mm.
confused with some of that as well. But again, we have the most amazing community whatsoever. Let me just adjust your screens for you. This is an Excel spreadsheet that somebody put out. I'll even post it in the chat in just a second. Somebody actually has an Excel spreadsheet that's created. Oh, I'm making that way too big. And it has
Dare I say,
all the
easier
changes.
to understand.
100%. So I'll post this in the chat right now, and then also it'll be in the link in YouTube later. So that's to the
So,
Google's Docs right there.
the caveat I have to say to our viewers is, though this awfully nice Canadian who put this spreadsheet together, okay, and if you ever meet him, buy him a beer, but he put this together, and it's very clear, it's very concise, it's very easy to understand.
Yep.
Whereas, shall we say, there may be certain things that are lacking off of AMG's document, which makes it not so easy to understand. At least with like somebody's document like this, it will also a lot of times will tell you like here he's telling you, the March cost, the October cost of 22, the loadout value cost from March to so you'll see the differences whether your pilot went up or down. You're not going to necessarily get that with AMGs, but
Exactly.
you're also relying on the kindness of this very nice Canadian to keep updating this.
Yep.
And
He's
just like everything, life happens to us. He's not paid. He's not a staff member. This is something that he does out of his love for the game, which means is you have to give him adulations because he's doing it out of the love of the game.
exactly.
So when you get lucky and somebody does this, this is just this is like the cream on top.
Yes.
This is beautiful.
So you're going to notice again, this has all of the same information, but very easy to read. So Darth Vader, it says it's new. How many points it is? It's 6. Red means it's gone up, but for in this case, he just marked it as red so that you know that it was new. And then a value of NA, meaning you can't see any loadout value because it is a standardized card. It
Right.
if you haven't seen the Battle of Yavin packs, those are coming out like in. Mine's already been shipped, so you should either get it today or tomorrow.
Hate you.
But we're now, for those new players, we're now going to launch into the points for this game. So basically what we do is we talk about the changes they've made, the new cards that we're going to be able to play, and how that's going to affect the game, and what we can expect from all of this, the negatives, the positives, and everything else. So we
And
might...
I being the crustier of the two of us,
Yeah.
let's face it, get off my grass. I will try and refrain my passions and look at this more as and I got to remind myself, you're a new player at this.
Yes.
I have to remind myself, no matter how much I know about X-Wing 1.0 and even 2.0, I don't know this version of 2.0. And I have to remind myself, I am a new player. I took a break. I had to take a break. I was going insane. I had to take the break. Now I'm in the same boat as every new player, relearning the game. I'm learning the game for the first time. So,
Exactly.
Patrick, let's go through it.
All right, so we have, very first up, Darth Vader in his Battle of Yavin set. I don't want to pull up the cards on top of this, but
No.
no. And I'm trying to pull up the cards now, but as of right, he has an extra shield. I don't believe. See, I want to pull up the card first. One sec. I just want to pull this up because I want to make sure that I have
And
it
while
right.
Patrick pulls up the card that he wasn't going to pull up, that I said you don't need to pull up, but he's pulling it up anyhow.
Exactly.
I will talk about Darth Vader new.
Yeah, if you have the card, you talk about it.
Here's the important thing I need to know about Darth Vader. He's not 7 points. That's the important thing I need to know. The other thing I need to know is he's got no goodies.
He has goodies. He has upgrades.
What are listed? You're not going to be able to play with him at all. You can't load him up. He's a pre-printed card.
Yes, because a lot of those cards are going to be pre-printed from now on. Yeah, here it is. So I'm pulling it up now. Let me pull this out of here, though. So,
which does not mean that the pre-printed card won't get changed in the future. Just remember that AMG reserves the right to balance their game.
Yes, it might change in the future. So here we are, Darth Vader, with marksmanship, hate, and afterburners. He has a technically shield upgrade built into him, which, you know what, I could drag this back in here. Let's go. There we go. We can go through that. So that's
so Patrick, out of the two of us, is more technologically advanced.
I don't think so. I think it's a terrible idea.
What I'm looking at is a spreadsheet, and over to my right, I am looking at our Discord where we are doing this through right now.
Exactly.
I can't see the Twitch.
Let's do another window capture here because I do want to pull this up. No, this is. Hey, we're doing this live. You're
reading all the cards.
Well, we have to go. We have to talk about the cards because there's going to be so many new changes. That's another thing for these new players. We've never had like quick builds that are going to be legal in standardized play. That goes for every edition that we've always had quick builds for second edition, but they've never been legal. Like this is the first time it's going to be legal for us. And this is great for not only new players, but, if you want to throw something together real quick,
Oh, if you don't want to think,
Yeah, if you
I,
don't want to
it,
think.
oh, that sounds wrong. But if you don't want to drive yourself nuts trying to come up with the best list, let somebody else who designed the game give you a fairly decent pilot. Yeah, here you go. You
Yeah.
know, try this out. Put this guy with him. That almost seems like that could be a fun tournament based. Everybody has to bring quick builds.
Yeah. So here he is, Darth Vader with marksmanship, hate, afterburners. His ability is different. While you perform an attack, you may spend one charge to change one blank result to a hit. So you can use your 3 force with this Vader for offense and defense. You can still change focuses to hits with the force because it doesn't say that you can't. And it comes with advanced targeting computer while you perform an attack or a primary attack against a defender you have locked. Roll one additional attack die and then change one hit to a crit. So with this Vader, you can't do the spend a force to perform an action. He's one action per phase there. Afterburners is really good. Plus he comes with an additional shield upgrade. And hate lets you recharge your force when you suffer damage. Marksmanship is a classic card in the bullseye. Change a hit to a crit. So the question is then, would you pay 6 points for this compared to the 7 points Vader in the same ship that has 21 loadout points?
Sure. And I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
I will tell you, it's a point cheaper. So that, maybe I get that extra 2 point TIE fighter somewhere else down the line, which is something else that my opponent has to deal with. They've leaned down Darth Vader to as a working ship. So they've thought about both offensive defense on that with everything that you just said.
Yep.
So I would be like, yeah, I'll give him a try. Maybe I don't need to have every little extra doohickey and thing on Vader because let's face it, he's Vader. And see where that takes us. And if he does very well in his new I'll call it cookie cutter format because it's just here you go. If he does well, okay, I dropped a point and I've got a very functional, very good, very fast, very happy ship. And I don't need to worry about doing all of the extra stuff where I can figure out, okay, which talent do I want him to have? Which tech do I want him to have? Uh, Once again, for those of us who don't like to think too hard,
Mhm.
this is a good way to go.
Yeah. Also,
I'm just looking at it from my perspective.
yeah.
Your perspective is totally different, whereas the guy who's watching right now is totally different. So, I mean, there's good, bad, and ugly all around.
Yeah, and he doesn't get any additional things on the action bar. It's still a focus, barrel roll, and a target lock, and then a barrel roll as well. I
It's
like
Vader.
I like you could argue it's like, well, the original Vader could do a focus, a barrel roll, and take a target lock all in the same turn. It's like I understand that, but I
And he
don't.
was also a little overpowered because he was able to do all of that
Well,
in one turn.
his downside was he couldn't boost, which you would then throw afterburners on him. But then you really wanted a shield upgrade to keep him alive a little longer. This comes with both of those, so he's going to be able to do still some multiple actions every turn. It's just when you need to take that target lock and have a focus, you're not going to be able to. But do you need the focus when you have the 3
Look,
force?
look, let me tell you what AMG is not going to give us. They are not going to give us Darth Vader with 2 force slots, a talent attack, a sensor, missiles, modifications of
Yeah.
times two talents, sensor, missile, modification. Oh, wait, they do.
Yes.
Uh, okay, but it costs you 7 points. What they're not going to give you is that ship for 4 points.
No, they're not going to give it to you any cheaper
It's
than 6.
it's not going to happen.
I wouldn't like if all of a sudden it's never being taken except for this scenario. Maybe they'll throw it down to 5. I doubt it. I hope not.
But it'll never dip. But it'll never dip to 4. Is what I'm
Maybe.
saying. Okay, and there's a reason. It's Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's freaking
Okay,
Darth Vader.
everybody loves to fly Darth Vader. I mean, how popular was Merrick Steele? I mean, for God's sake,
It's because he was in 6 different ships.
he was at 6 different ships, and I mean, the Steel Open, for God's sakes, he was.
Oh, now we're dipping into first edition days.
Yes, but he was a go-to guy, right?
True.
You know, and now he's not so much the go-to guy, but we always go back to Vader, and a lot of guys always go back to Luke, and a lot of guys go back to the thematic universe for their lists. And
True.
and that's a good thing. That's a fun thing. That's why we play games. Is I at least I thought it was to
At
have
least I thought.
fun.
All right.
Okay.
Iden Versio. Oh,
Yeah.
this one's
Now,
interesting. It's
oh,
an I-4 for 6 points. That's the same cost as Vader. It comes with
yeah.
Predator, Fanatic.
Standardized.
Yeah,
He
standardized loadout. You
okay.
comes with sensitive controls, so you're gonna have to take that. If you take any other interceptors, I believe they're gonna also have to take sensitive controls, which allows you to perform a booster barrel roll in the systems phase.
Remember one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's an interceptor, which is a nice ship.
Well, this one also comes with, again, another shield upgrade, even though it doesn't have shield upgrade on the left side.
Okay,
So
six
4
point
health.
with a shield upgrade. Uh, the
And then
same
that
thing I said
ability.
about Vader applies here.
Now that ability. Before a friendly tie at range 0 to 1 would suffer damage, you may spend 2 charges to prevent a hit or a crit. So it's Biggs, but better.
Yeah,
Well, no,
with
it's
better
not
and
better. Like, because
no, it's
Biggs
not
can do
better.
every shot.
It's with attitude though.
Yeah. So
He comes
I
in
don't
and
know.
he's like, no,
I'd like to
just
see it at 5, but I know because, like, that's the other thing. These cards were built specifically for a scenario. So
yep.
those might, like, I'm not going to say those points might have been hindered or helped in certain ways because this ship needed to be 6 because, both lists have to be 35 points for the Battle of Yavin.
Right.
And so maybe that's why this guy's 6 instead of 5. Or maybe the playtesters just were like, no, he's absolutely ridiculous. All right. And we're
So
going to go through the Sigmas real quick because there are a
yeah,
lot of them.
4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah. Well, looks like I'm out of cards here. I know they're here somewhere, but here, I'll just close that out. But we can go through these real quick. The Sigmas, they're all 4 points. They all have their own little ability. They're all brand new. I think 4 points is pretty solid because I think they're all I4s.
Yeah, 4 points, I4s. Hey, we like that.
Yeah, I like it's pretty simple. You can take 4 or you can take 4 of them in a squad and then maybe fit another one, and they're all tie interceptors, which are
All if it's a 35-point list. Okay, so there's 16 with those guys right there.
hmm,
Uh 16, 18, 20, 22 with Iden. Throw on Vader for another, that's 28. This is a big list you could make for 35 points with just these pre-printed
yeah.
cards.
Well, what we want to talk
Not
about them
bad.
fitting in a 20-point list because you can take them in a 20-point list now.
Okay, so in a 20-point list, you're at 16. You've still got another 4 points to play with.
Yeah, which that's just fascinating to me. I would love
Hello,
to see 4 of these. It's 4 and something else and see how they do.
Turfiner.
Turfiner.
Yep.
Yeah, for another 4.
Turfiner. Right?
Yeah, thank God.
Yes.
Nash. Oh, Nash is 4 points. So yeah, take
Right.
Nash in
But
4 of these.
but look at Tur. 2 talent slots, a mod, and a configuration.
Yeah.
Okay. Backstabber. What was?
Oh,
I always
this guy
liked-
down here, backstabber.
Yeah, throw him on that list.
Well, that's a TIE fighter. That's not an interceptor anymore.
True, but it's backstabber.
Backstabber. Well, now his ability works. I think with Mauler. That the backstabber is the one where you have to have like somebody on your side, and if you're all that nonsense. But now Dark Curse as well. I like Dark Curse. I missed Dark Curse.
Wasn't that a show? Oh no, that was Dark Shadows.
Dark
Never
Shadows.
mind.
That's right. But yeah, Dark Curse is the I6 to where if they shoot at you, you can't modify your dice. Classic card. I can't believe that's only 4 points.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, So so basically, with the Battle of Yavin pack, you're playing nothing but pre-printed. Somebody else designed the cards. Throw them all on the table, and throw the opposing, the home team and the visiting team face down on the table, and just basically like grab a bunch of and just draw off the table. Here's your list.
Yeah, while you defend, the attacker's dice cannot be modified, and it has ruthless on it, and then precision ion engines. So not, yeah, four health, by the way. It doesn't have three hull. It has four hull for
Yeah.
4 points.
So there's a lot of fun to be had there.
Yeah, that's a very tough ship to kill. It doesn't, because you can't modify with any, not even force. You can't do anything with your attack
Correct.
dice.
And what type of ship is that?
That's just a classic TIE fighter for 4
A
points.
classic TIE fighter with an extra shield. That I'm sorry, sometimes classic TIE fighters are hard to kill.
Yeah.
And you're going to throw an extra shield on there? Oh, thank you for that pain.
Well, an
and
extra
suffering,
hull,
right?
but still.
Yeah.
But still.
Okay. But it's still 4 kill points, and sometimes when you get that lucky, and it's like, oh, I got you, you 3 hits, I got one more. Return fire.
Yeah, and if you could score that many against a 4 health TIE fighter that you can't mod, you just have to get lucky with your dice. That's it.
Yeah, and very simple. You have to have the dice luck. So let's continue on with our list. That was Backstabber.
Yep, we got Mauler Mithril for 3 points.
Mythal. No, there's no R.
Mithril. He's a myth.
Mythal. He's a myth. He's the man, the myth, the legend in his own time.
So do we kiss under the mythil? Do we kiss under the mistletoe? Is that it?
Only on the toe.
Only on the toe.
Mauler Mythil kisses toe. E-I-E-I-O. All right.
Yeah. So, I love these cards.
I apologize to everybody watching. God, I haven't slept very well.
True. But again, another 4 health TIE fighter. While you perform a primary attack, if friendly Darth Vader or Backstabber is in your left or right arc at 0 to 1, roll an additional attack die. So, like, flying these guys in formation, I don't know how well that's going to do in a classic 220-point standard game.
Well, look how well it did for those guys in the trench run.
Yeah, they crashed into each other.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. And it comes with Predator and Afterburners, so you can keep up with Darth Vader because he also has Afterburners. So
look at that. Mauler is 3 points, dude.
Yeah, and Backstabber's 4.
4.
So already, if you were trying to build this on a 20-point list, it'd be 13 points. Ooh, that's pretty heavy.
Well, let's say you wanted to take nothing but TIE fighters. Okay, so you're taking Backstabber, and of course you're going to take Dark Shadows, Dark Curse, right? There's 8. Throw on Mauler. Now you've got 11 points. Wampa is 14, right? You're running. You could bring a whole ton here. There's 8, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 6 ships for 20 points.
I'm not trusting your math. But yeah, no, that is correct. It is probably correct. But yeah, 6 TIE fighters.
Yeah. Okay. It's not 8, but you're bringing 6 TIE fighters with named abilities because they're all, pilots. All right.
Yeah.
This is not necessarily a bad thing.
I don't know. Because I'm looking at Wampa too. He's 4 health. He's I1 still. While you perform an attack, you spend a charge to roll an additional die. After you defending, you lose that charge with Elusive and also Vengeful. After a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 is destroyed, if that ship is limited, you may remove one of your red tokens or recover a recurring charge on your ship's card.
Oh my God. And not to mention his name.
Wampa.
Forgive me.
So I can see your point, though. If you're taking nothing but TIE fighters and all of these things are getting extra attack dice, another 3 attack TIE fighters all over the place.
Okay, so now we're having fun, right?
And now
because
we're going to have some fun.
No, what I'm saying, though, is now we're having some fun. We're in the Battle of Yavin, right? And I'm flying 6 TIE fighters against whatever you're flying, right?
Yeah.
This is fun for me. Remember, fun for me. This is what, because it's all about me.
It's all about you. That's true. What's
It
up,
all,
Hagwood? How are you now?
oh,
Um,
Mr. Hagwood.
yeah. So now we're actually getting into real ships. Well, I shouldn't say real. The current ships.
Yeah,
Um, we've got Classic Wampa. He went from two
yeah,
to three.
yeah.
He
He went up in tail. Yeah, he
yeah,
went up.
and then down, or he also went up in loadout. So for you new
Right.
players, when usually they increase the points of a ship for its cost, they will increase the amount of loadout points and what it can equip as well to help balance it out, because they don't just want to stick it up there so you never get to play it again. So they added a talent and a mod, so you can see that here in this
Yep.
spreadsheet. He now has 5 loadout points, but it costs 3 to put him in there. And the same thing for the ISB Jingoist, which they added talent and illicit. And now I'll just say they usually do this is because they track how people play at tournaments and online games and all of that, and they see what is performing better than it should be, or to a certain point to where it's then flooding the market. It's oversaturated. I have no idea if that's true. I have not looked at any of the data to see if that's true, because usually it's all kept on Tabletop Tournament Organizer, which is what we use to track all this stuff.
Used
And
to use.
well, that's going away, but yeah, something will replace it. And I know this might be confusing for new players, but it's okay, because that's why we're here. So you'll see things like this happen, and you'll be like, why the ISB Jingoist? I don't understand. All I do is just play at home with my friend. Why did it go up? It's like, because there are so many other players out there that play at a national level with other players, and that's recorded and tracked, and the developers then see that and say that needs to be squashed, or we need to make sure that it doesn't kill our game or make it to where that's what you have to take in order to win. So
Right.
that's what they did here, because ISB Jingoist was 2 points. The ability was good. You could take 2 of them, and then you could just fill up your list with them. And it was too good. So they change it to where now it's 3. Your list doesn't fit anymore, and you have to figure out something to either get it back in there or find out something else to fly. So,
Right. And
yeah.
then our next 3 pilots will actually really explain that out a great deal with what you just said.
Ooh, which ones?
Well, Rudy Rudiger, pardon me.
Yep, Valen Reuter. Yeah.
Okay.
You can see it right
Academy
here.
pilot
2 to
and
3.
the Black Squadron Ace.
Yep.
All have changed. But weirdly, Rudy Rudiger, I love just saying it that way. He went up a point.
Yes.
Of course, he gained 2 more slots. He gained 2 talent slots.
Yep.
So now he's got 5 loadout. Now, when you conversely look at the Academy pilot below that, his points cost did not change, but his loadout went from a 3 to a 0.
Yeah. So the Academy and Black Squadron Ace lost anything that they could equip. You know, I'm pretty sure it was a talent that they had at one point.
Right. Well,
Yeah, lost talent
Academy
and lost
pilot
modification.
lost a modification, and then the Black Squadron Ace lost a talent.
Yep.
Cost stayed the same, but you're not getting the extra benefit. But keep in mind, these are 2-point pawns. These
Yep.
are 2-point. These guys are the epitome of a Marine on a beachhead at D-Day landings. Okay?
All right,
They're nothing
listen.
but targets.
My Black Squadron Ace last night when I was playing on the table not only shook off like 3 shots from Boba Fett fully modded, it was able to take out Boba Fett at the end. He was...
And then everybody stood up at the end and clapped.
They did. It was only one person, maybe, but don't you dare talk bad about my Black Squadron Ace.
But you see what I'm saying,
Yep.
though, is you got to have that. Say you're at 18 points, you're allowed 20. Hey, let's go down into the bag. Who am I going to use? Oh, I'm going to use that Academy pilot for 2 points, and he had that modification. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Well, case in point, the list that I played against you had the ISB Jingoist, because why not? He's I4. It had I believe some upgrades that I could put on him, or even if I didn't, it didn't matter. It was an I4 TIE fighter with a great ability that for 2 points that I was just able to throw in with my list. It fit perfectly. And now that they've adjusted these points, I had to take that ship out, and I have to find something else, which the Black Squadron Ace fit perfectly. I was able to use it successfully, use it with, just a different way. I wasn't able to use it the way that I was before.
So I'm going to say something to the new players right now.
Yep.
AMG can giveth and it can taketh away, which
100%
is,
yes.
and you may not know why.
Oh yeah,
And it
true.
makes no sense to you whatsoever. But who it does make sense to is whomever at AMG is tracking this information or they're trying a theory out. They can do that. Uh, What happens if we take away talents and we don't do anything with their points? Do people still play them? Well, yes, they do. Oh, this is a way for. No, it all dropped off. Okay, well, maybe we may have to give this back. But what happens if we bump it up again? And this is all for them. This game is constantly changing.
Oh,
There's
constantly.
nothing you can do about it. This is not 1.0 where it was just release after card after card after card after card after card. This game is completely customizable by the designer now.
Yep.
And that's what we're dealing with, and that's how we have to relearn. Some of us have to relearn. You guys, on the other hand, who are brand new, okay, it's great for you because you don't have to remember the glory days.
Yeah, you don't
right?
have to remember the base or where it was. Oh my God, we're going to
Right.
talk about that tonight.
Well, we'll talk about that tonight, but not now.
Yeah, when we
we're
record
just
our
going to go over the
podcast.
points.
So
But this is it for
yeah,
Empire.
that's it. So you guys might be like, well, what the heck? And it's like, well, really, all they saw an issue with was the ISB Jingoist and the Wampa and some other TIE fighters. So everything else is untouched. Nothing's moved from standard or extended. And that was it. So sometimes you do see huge changes. Sometimes you see absolutely
Oh my word!
nothing. So speaking of nothing, let's talk about Rebels, because they had no changes except for the addition to the Battle of Yavin. They apparently the Rebels are perfectly fine. No one has any problems with that.
Yeah, and look, all you got. I could do Rebels in like under 30 seconds, right?
Well, we have to talk about the Battle of Yavin because those came out now.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's start with X Tyree, and then we'll talk about the Battle of Yavin.
Exactly.
He's coming out at 4. He's standardized. Okay. It's nothing exciting there. Good 4-point ship.
How
it's a
dare
4-point
you?
Ship.
There's nothing exciting there. So
There's nothing exciting there. It's a Y-wing.
What's his ability? What does he like for breakfast? You don't know.
Yeah, okay. It's a Y-wing. It's a good solid ship. It's 4 points.
I'm telling Uncle Mark. All right, while you defend, if there is at least one other friendly ship, Tyree. While you defend, if there is at least one other friendly ship at range 0 to 1, you may roll an additional defense die. That's pretty solid for a Y-wing. An extra defense die.
Always is, yes.
Yeah. Comes with hope, advanced proton torpedoes, R4, and a dorsal turret. That's a solid ship for 4 points. No bombs, unfortunately, but that's a really good Y-wing.
Which, I'm sorry, it's a Y-wing bomber.
Yeah. Learn your Rebel history. Not every Y bomber had bombs on it. Not everyone had a gunner on it. They were locked in position.
Only the good ones had bombers.
Only the good ones. All right. Dutch Vander's interesting because they adjusted his actual text already. So the ability that you read on the card has already been adjusted, which I should pull that up right now. Because I do want to read. Actually, we'll cover that later. But they did change his ability to where it's not the same as on the card. They rewrote it so that it works more correctly, better. I don't know how else to say that.
Right.
More fluent. We've got Hall Oakand or Ockand. This is where you step in and correct me.
Hall Ockand.
Ockand. Okay.
Hall Ockand.
So I was partially correct.
It sounds like a new. It sounds like one of those new scents from like Yankee Candle.
Well, see, I know Paul
brand.
Or I know Paul Oakland from the Yankees. That I remember.
Okay.
Yeah. See, you know who I'm talking about. So that's what it sounds like to me. But with no, that's Pops. Oh, there he is. Hall. During the systems phase, if there are no enemy ships at range 1 to 2, you may recover a charge on any upgrade.
On any?
Any. As long
Oh,
as it doesn't, as long as it, well, his card is fixed, but as long as it doesn't say, one that can't be regenerated. But he has advanced proton torpedoes, which, yes, please, and precise
yeah. Well,
astromech. After you perform an action, you may spend 1 charge to perform a red target lock. Yes.
I do like the name of the new guy.
Yeah. That's Hall. Everyone knows Hall.
Oh no, the other one.
Yeah, if you don't like something in X-Wing, wait 6 months. I mean, true. Yeah. That's always how. Well, actually, it's not how it's always been. But since 2.0, yeah, it could be 3 months, could be 6 months, could be a year. But that's it. We'll talk about that after we're done wrapping all this up as well. But I don't know. That's a really good ship for 4 points, I think. That can double mod, advanced proton, and can recharge those as well.
Our next pilot.
Oh my God, I can't believe you don't want to talk about him. But all right, Pops again, 4 points. So this is the other thing that we were talking about. I would love to take 5 Y-wings. 5 Y-wings for the Rebels is going to be amazing.
When you think of the name Pops,
yeah, I think of you.
Who do you immediately think of?
You.
Tip it.
Well, no, he's
elder.
He's Gramps. Gramps are grumpy. Pops are
he'd be Grand Pops.
Mm-hmm.
Or Corn Pops.
So for those of you,
I want to see a pilot named Corn Pops.
Gramps are grumpy. Pops are, they're poppy. They're zippy. They're nice.
I'm zippy and nice.
Yeah,
that's what you're telling me.
Exactly. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, for 8 health. That's correct, William. They don't have any shield up, but yeah, 2 defense die for 8 health is absolutely obscene. For a Y-wing, and of course you're going to run them next to each other because they're Y-wings. They're kind of cumbersome. But yeah, Pops. I can't believe he is 4 points because he comes with an ion cannon turret. Again, advanced proton torpedoes, R4. While you perform an attack with your turret, you may re-roll up to 2 attack dice.
That's a good solid ship.
That's an amazing ship. That is an amazing ship for 4 points.
But notice, though, so far that I've noticed with the Battle of Yavin, okay, this is just what I personally am getting the feeling of, is that Empire's got some really cool ships and abilities, and so does the Rebels in this instance.
I'm thinking Rebels won out on that with the Y-Wings. I think those are incredible. I think Pop should be 5 points.
No, 3.
Well, so this is the other thing that people need to do is it's like, how many points of upgrades does this guy come with? So an ion cannon turret, if we break this down, or if my thing doesn't want to work because I think my internet's just taking a dive. There we go. All right, the Y-wing. Let's pick like someone who is, where are you? Yeah, Pops.
Pat?
Yes.
I need to take a quick break.
All right, you take it. I'm going to keep doing this because this is fascinating to me. So you've got, with Pops, you get an ion turret, that's 5. Advanced protons, I'm pretty sure, is 5 as well. And then you're getting the R4, which is probably around 2, if I'm not mistaken. Let me grab an astromech. R4 is 3. Okay, what's the torpedo? Advanced protons. Oh, advanced proton torpedoes are 8 now. Holy jeez, those are expensive. So you got 5 plus 8, which is 13, 14, 15, 16, plus Hope, which is 7. You have 17 points of upgrades on this guy, as well as its ability. So I'm going to say Pops is definitely worth taking in a Rebels list. I 100% I'm going to be taking him once I get that pack if I fly Rebels. And then you can pair him up with you can pair him up with Dex. And pair him up with maybe even Hall. I don't know if I'd like I would screw up Hall's ability. I do like Hall though, but I would probably take Dutch, which lets me when I take a target lock, I believe. See, now I want to look up his ability. But I really like Pops. Pops is absolutely a phenomenal 4-point Y-wing. I really wish they had bombs, but what are you going to do? All right. So Han Solo, 7 points. Jeepers creepers, the amount of stuff this thing comes with. All right, Han Solo is I6. Let me see if I can bring this back. I think I got rid of it, but that's okay. After you perform an attack that hits, you may spend a charge to perform a coordinate. And you come with 4 charges. So we're on to Han Solo. Oh, he can't hear me yet. We're on to Han Solo.
Oh, that's wonderful. His hands are so low. Oh, never mind.
I mean, just unbelievable. This thing.
7 points.
Yes.
He ranks right up there with Darth Vader.
So his attack lets you do coordinates. You can do that 4 times. Or solo, while you defend or perform an attack, if there are no friendly ships at range 0 to 1, you may spend a charge to re-roll one of your dice. You've got the L3 programming, which if you're not shielded, you can then get decreased bank maneuvers. While you defend, if you are evading, you may re-roll 1 defense die. Chewbacca, after you perform an action, you may spend a charge to gain a focus token, and then rig cargo shoot.
For 7 points, which is 1 point more than Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's 9. Or I'm sorry, not 9. It is 13 health. That can technically focus evade for 4 turns, or it can coordinate, or it can reroll a die.
I don't see the big deal.
Are you serious? Don't see the big deal.
No, I'm not.
You're,
you idiot.
I know your sarcasm is thick, but
I mean, even I would fly this.
I mean, let's see. Let me see if I can do my math. 12 plus 7 is that's 19. So there are no 1-point ships and rebels. Because if you took Han Solo with 3 Y-Wings, but you could take Han Solo with 2 of the Y-Wings.
Let's see.
And then I think you still have 5 points. Yeah, so that's 15. So you'd still have 5 points to spend.
Yeah.
With 2 crazy Y-Wings and a Han Solo. I would love to see if somebody took something like that to a tournament and just wreaked havoc. Yeah, Han, Wedge, Garvin, Jack, all the boys at 20.
You could run 3 Y-Wings.
7 plus 12 is 19.
Yeah, out of a 20-point ship, 20-point list.
Yeah, but then you're giving a point to your opponent.
So what?
What?
You've got a
we're trying to win here.
Okay. We're never gonna look. That's this 20-point crap.
No, you can't just say 20 points.
Let's make it 21.
No, you have to build your list to 20 points.
Until AMG starts giving the rebels a chance at having some 2-point ships.
No, you can't. You'd never be able to have a 2-point ship in Rebels.
The closest you're going to get is the 3-point Z.
Yeah.
All right.
The TIE fighter, which, yeah, that is legal. So there's no way in hell that they're going to let a rebel.
Yeah. Okay. So
the rebel list have a 2-point ship. It would never work.
Even that TIE fighter will be 3 points.
Yeah, the TIE fighter's 3 points as well.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't.
The TIE fighter on the Imperial side is 2 points.
Yes, because the Imperials are allowed to stack some ships, but a lot of them don't. You need all of them working like a fine-tuned machine in order for it to work. Rebels are just at a point to where they're so heavily shielded and they function so well together that you have to basically murderate one of them and hope that that breaks breaks the chain down to where then you can start getting points through.
So why is a TIE fighter in Empire worth 2 points and a TIE fighter in Rebels worth 3? Because they don't want us to have a 2-point ship.
In Rebels, 100%, yeah. Because then it would be to the point to where my 4-point Rebel list, which is already decent, can move some stuff around, and now I'm a 5-point Rebel list, which that might not mean that I'm decimating you because I have 5 ships now. It might be now to where I'm more at an advantage of taking over objectives and keeping
Right.
objectives from you. It's like, hey, you remember that 2-point ship that you gave me? I'm gonna grab I'm gonna grab some objectives. Meanwhile, my other
Now,
4
of
really good
course,
rebel ships are just going to be able to circumnavigate around you.
though, with the TIE fighter in the Rebels, you're going to get something that you don't get with, say, the Empire, which is going to be some very cool, upgrades and pilot abilities.
Yeah, well, let's Biggs. During the systems phase, you may choose a friendly ship at range 1. If you do, treat your initiative as equal to the chosen ship's initiative until the end of the activation. Yeah, you can sit him next to Han Solo. So your two Y-Wings, Han Solo and Biggs.
I'm your wingman.
Yeah.
Biggs Darklighter.
Thanks, Han. And we can pass actions off to each other. Comes with R2, F2. After you reveal your die, you can spend a charge and gain a disarm to recover a shield, so you can regain some health. You've got Proton Torpedoes, amazing card, which is worth like 12 to 13 points. So Biggs is worth a good 5 for that reason.
Solid 5.
Selfless.
Solid 5.
Selfless, so technically his ability there, he can pull crits onto him at range 0 to 1. And the attack speed, when he goes 3 to 4 straight, he can use a 1 straight boost. So, yeah.
Yeah, solid.
A really good card. Gavin Dreas, we've got. Which
Garvin.
I have him on one of the tabs. I have like 7 tabs open because I have.
Garvin. Yavin.
Yeah.
Garvin. Yavin.
Prior planning prevents poor performance. I mean, I also have Yasby, which I can go into. That could save me all the problems.
All right, read me Garvin, because I'm interested to see, because he was a 5 in standard, right?
Yeah, now this guy is a 4.
And
so
he's got a standardized card. So before he had, talent, torpedo, astromech, modification, configuration, and now he's got,
which he's initiative 4 for both of them. His ability is after you spend a focus, you may choose a friendly ship at range 1 to 3. They gain. It's the same ability.
Okay.
It doesn't have much of a loadout. It's just advanced protons and the R5 K6, which is spend a charge to repair face down or action repair face up ship damage card. So doesn't have the bang that his other counterpart has.
Yeah, and it is a point cheaper.
Again, like because of that 1 squad point, I would take this over the other Garvin because it's the same ability. He gets the same amount of health. He's 6 health. So yeah, if all of a sudden I find to where I want Garvin but I can't fit him, I'll take his lower half.
Yeah.
So
and then our favorite. Oh my God.
Who? Porky?
Pork rinds. Come on.
Oh, yeah. After you gain a
Porkins. What was his best line in Star Wars? Oh yeah.
No, I can hold. No, it was I can hold it. Or no, I've got a problem here. So after you gain a stress, you may roll an attack die. On a hit result, suffer 1 damage. So you can do K turns. You can close they don't have S foils, so you can't do that. But yeah, if somebody passes a stress to you, because it's after you gain a stress, you can just be like, no, I didn't get a stress. And take it off. He's 6 health, advanced protons, R5 so he can repair, and unstable sunlight engines. After you're destroyed, you must execute a 1 straight maneuver. Then each other ship at range 0 to 1 suffers a damage. That is the best 4-point card in this pack. Joust me. I dare you. I dare you to joust me.
That would be funny.
Yeah, because then he just goes 1 forward.
All with 1 left.
And then explodes and takes it like
TIE fighters.
TIE fighters are 4 health, so if I can just go in there and get 2 of you, that's totally worth it. And I've had situations to where there is an instance to where if you shoot this guy, he's going to explode and he'll kill you in the process. So they opted to shoot someone at like range 3 instead. So that can happen in these situations. It's like, all right, so if you shoot Porkins, you're going to die. If you don't shoot Porkins, he's going to shoot you at range 1 anyways.
and you're gonna die.
And you're
So
gonna die.
so take your shot. See what
Exactly.
happens.
Oh man. So
And now we gotta
Luke.
go to Darth's son.
So this is interesting. This is the first one that is worth the same. Well, Biggs is worth 5 in both, but also Luke is worth 6, as well as the standardized card is 6.
Correct.
After you're declared the defender, you recover a force, so same ability.
Okay.
You get the attack speed, instinctive aim, which I love that card. You basically can spend a force to ignore the lock attack action. Or actually a focus action requirement as well, but it doesn't make any sense because he doesn't have that. Proton torpedoes, classic, very strong with a ship that has 2 force, and R2D2, right. Very thematic.
So he's a farm boy.
Yeah, exactly. He's the farm boy.
Okay, it's the Battle of Yavin. He doesn't got a hell of a lot of experience. They didn't trust him as a pilot yet, so he doesn't have all the goodies, right?
But
so they're running him lean, but at 6 points.
So the question is can I get the other Luke at 6 points equipped better than this Luke? I think that answer is yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you'll ever want to take this standard loadout Luke.
Now, if you're playing the Battle of Yavin and
you
the rules are you have to.
Exactly.
Okay. Unless it opens up. But if I have a choice between new Luke and old Luke, well, shit. Give me the old Luke.
Give me the old stuff.
Okay.
Well, speaking of old.
It just is.
Wedge. We got the wedge.
Wedge. The
Who
wedge.
got the wedge salad.
The wedgeinator.
While you perform an attack, if there's another friendly ship in the defender's arc, the defender rolls 1 fewer defense. So not as strong as his previous one, which just basically meant you rolled 1 less defense die. You've got attack speed, marksmanship, proton torpedoes, and R2A3. After you reveal your die, you may spend a charge to gain disarm to recover a shield. So, I mean, I think people are running wedge like this anyways. They're just throwing proton torpedoes on them, and then whatever else they feel is optimal, except this guy is 5 points compared to the other wedge, which is 6.
Excuse us, Kmart shoppers. We have a blue light special on Wedge Antilles until 4 p.m.
So, I mean, you can take, that's 10, that's 9, 10. You could take 4 X-Wings, but I think you'd be better off. Yeah, I don't know. I know people will definitely have a list with Wedge and Luke in mind. And now I think they can run this a little bit leaner, especially with this card. So you might see this one out on the table. And
dare I say, Wedge almost sounds better than Luke for Battle of Yavin.
It's that ability. Yeah, for Battle of Yavin, because there's going to be so many ships on the table, his ability is almost always going to trigger. In a 20-point match, I don't know.
It depends on your numbers, is what I would say it's harder for the Rebel player to hit the Magic 20 than it is for the Empire because of the 2-point ship issue.
Yeah.
But are you getting a bigger bang for your buck in the Rebels for Battle of Yavin? I'm going to say yes.
I think so. Comparing to whether or not you would take them in an actual 20-point match, I would say, yeah, I think this one would be the better choice for you. All right.
What does our friend William say?
Yeah, he's saying Han, Wedge, Garvin, and Jack, which, yeah.
Oh, basically. God,
yeah. Yeah, because you can't take Luke, Han, and Wedge, because then it leaves you 2 points to spend, which, of course, we already know that they don't have that.
So this is the direct question, William. Who got the better deal for the Battle of Yavin?
Yeah.
Was it the Empire or the Rebels?
100%. I say Rebels. All right.
I agree.
Rebels done.
He may not. Okay.
Let's
now we go on to
Scum.
Scum? Did you say Scum?
All right.
Scum?
And that was Scum.
Okay.
Now
wait. No. There's that there's that. Oh, no. Wait.
There's no changes to Scum.
Are you sure? Wait, let's look again. Yep. Nope. Wait. Yep.
So
Scum stays the same.
So I will say, I know there are certain people out there in the community that they say the same thing. They're like, I don't know what to do with Scum. They're in a weird place right now. That's like apparently the echo that's in the chamber.
Well, let's face it, Scum was pretty powerful for a long
They
time.
still have Boba Fett. They're
They still
fine.
have
But
Boba Fett.
that's the other problem.
They're
Everyone
do-
just says you have to take Boba Fett because there's nothing else to take.
well, I want to take the Nashta Pup. Okay, I
Hey,
think
listen,
that's a ship that's just so underrated.
I saw it on the table at a tournament. It did well. I loved it because
I would like to see the H6 bombers come back a little bit. I
yeah, I'd
really
love them
would.
too. We need more bombing
I
in this
loved
game.
flying those.
So yeah, the Nasha
Love.
Pup is 1 point. So like you can build a list to 19 as long as you have I think it's Bosk you have to have in the YV666 and then you can take the pup for 1 more point. But that's very, situational
Yeah,
to where
but
when
then
you're list building, all right, I have to start with Box so that I can take the pup for 1 point and then load
yeah,
out my list
because I want the 1 point ship.
rather
And
than
the
build a
Nashta
list to
Pup, let's
19
face it,
and say I'll toss in
sucks.
the pup. But yeah, I've seen a lot of different variations that don't include boba. So I think Scum is there, but I don't think people are taking it enough for them to determine whether or not it's bad. So yeah, start taking more Scum and see what
Okay,
they'll do
and
for you.
we do have a lot in first order.
Yes, we have that one Commander Malorus.
Yeah, the walrus. I am the walrus.
So he went down in loadout points because people were just loading him up with stuff to help out the first order swarms.
Were they though?
Yes, they were. Malorus. I've said since the dawn of his existence that Malorus is amazing, and people have been like, nope, not. And that was in both the first order TIE fighter and in the shuttle. But yeah. With Malorus, they want to limit his points to where he's less effective in the groups. All right, we're gonna go to this one because this is the.
Wait, are we done with first order?
We're done with first order. That was it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can go over list building, but
No.
this is the one that people. I think remember the end of the Jedi Returns or Return of the Jedi to where the Death Star blows up and they cut to different planets and everyone's cheering with the fireworks. I'm pretty sure I've seen nothing but celebrations for the Resistance Y-Wings taking a dive.
There's fireworks being launched out of X-Wings all over the place.
Yep. So
what they lost the ability to launch them from mortars on the ground?
So I'm very confused as to why the Y-Wings were 3 points. That's incredibly cheap for a Y-Wing. Especially with the amount of loadout points they were given. So everything went up from 3 to 4. Yeah, so every Y-Wing's now going to be 4. You can still fit 5 of them, which is, I think, just fine.
I have no problems with fitting 5 Y-Wings.
I've tried to get you to fly 5 Y-Wings with the Resistance, but you refuse to take them.
I do. Why is that?
I don't know. Why is that? That's a good question.
Because, well, I like to do I like to do things
True.
differently.
All right. So they didn't change any of the actual loadouts, but they did drop about 5. Yeah, it looks like 5 points for every single Y-Wing.
All right. Okay. So for Tab Akbar, F-Tab. I'm about F-Tab Akbar. Anyhow, he actually had his loadout went down. The price stayed the same, but his loadout went down.
Yeah, because they wanted to make them all. Because you can see across the board, it's 5 until you get to Zori, which is the only exception. Because I think she's I5. So everything they're like, oh no, 4s across the board. Because people were able to take like 2 Y-Wings, which are 6 points, and then you have another 14 to load out, into which you throw Poes, you throw fireballs, you throw A-Wings, you throw throw Ray out there. So like. Also, yeah, the transports as well. Yeah, warp time loadout went down by 5, and that was another problem. I don't know if that's going to help or hurt, but so it's to the point to where this is a sticky situation. I didn't watch any of the Resistance matches, but just from looking at how they were balanced for points, I probably don't care about the ship's abilities. I care about how much they cost and how much junk I can fit on them to make them more effective. And that's probably what people were doing. William can probably let me know. Yeah, the wartime
Question
Y-Wing
is,
stayed the same.
will he?
Yeah, he's talking in the chat. He's here. He's hip.
Well, thank God William's here. Why am I here if William is here?
Well, because he's gonna have to talk about this on GSP.
Oh, okay.
See, he's stealing our notes. That's what it is. He's probably writing them all down for Dion.
He'll do the show better.
I doubt it. All right. So that's it for Resistance. Yet I think this was the biggest hit for all of the factions as a whole.
Yeah.
I think this one is going to make a lot of people have to go back and change their lists for Resistance. All right.
I agree. There just wasn't.
Yeah. We've got the new packs for Siege of Coruscant. With those cards, I mean, they've added them in here. I don't know if we've seen everything for them as far as abilities and stuff like that. But their points are in here because those are going to be coming out either around November or December. I know there's been mention of it. I don't know the exact time because Battle of Yavin's coming out basically tomorrow or Friday. So if you've ordered those packs from AMG, chances or from Asmodee actually, you'll be getting them shortly. And then also the local stores will be getting them as well. So I'm not going to go over too much of these, but you can tell there's a little bit cheaper of the ARC 170s, so that's already a bonus there. There's nothing like a cheap ARC 170.
Jag went down in price.
Well, not down. He's 1 point cheaper than his normal card.
Okay, that's what I meant by down in price.
Okay, I'll accept it.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
He's Jag.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing. We can see. I'm not going to look up his card, but we already saw from the Rebels, like the cheaper versions of the standardized loadouts, in most times are better than their actual cost. Yeah. So again, I don't even care what upgrades he has. He's 1 point cheaper and he's an ARC 170. I'm probably going to take that Jag.
so Oddball's coming in at 5
always,
which is no change from his other card.
Another Oddball.
Wolfie is coming in new for the Siege at 4.
Yeah.
His regular card is a 5.
Again.
It's not that all exciting. I mean, Anakin Skywalker.
In the Ada too.
Yeah, he's coming in at a 5.
Yeah, again, yeah. So I'm sure it's going to be limited with what he's got, but
Obi-Wan 4, Shak T 4. I mean,
they're 4 ships. You know what? I might want to look these up because if it has anything to do, if they're mostly the same with their attack values from their base cards, then it's like, yeah, I can understand why they're 1 less point. But if they have upgrades that are going to make them to where they can, Siege Coruscant and then Anakin Skywalker, to where they can get multiple attack dice rather than, so I don't think there's. Oh, yeah, we've seen that card. Okay, so for this one, Anakin is 3 Force, 3 Hull. You've got Malice. While you perform an attack, you may spend a Force to change a hit to, or a focus to a hit, a focus or a hit to a crit. If you do, after you perform that attack, if the defender was dealt 1 or more face-up pilot or crew damage cards, recover 2 Force. So that's really good.
That's not bad at all.
There it is. So here it is. The Ancillary Ion Weapon. While I perform a primary attack before rolling attack dice, you may spend 2 charges. If you do, your crit results deal ion tokens instead of damage. So that might be worthwhile to look into. Also, it does recover itself. And then R2D2, after you activate, you may spend a charge to gain a deplete to repair a damage card or recover one shield or remove 1 device. I don't understand how you recover a shield. I guess they just copied and pasted it. They didn't actually adjust it to where it fits thematically. Or remove 1 device at range 0 to 1.
Oh, R2 would fix stuff.
Yeah, and I know people, can I get a shield? No.
No, you cannot.
It doesn't list the shield on the card.
Astromech ever that was able to repair a ship. I mean,
Yeah,
All those other ships, in the very first movie, they got blown away by space debris. R2, he makes it through.
exactly.
Oh, this plucky little droid.
Yeah, and then Obi-Wan is almost the exact same loadout, except when he has R4P17. When you would be dealt a damage card, if you are not defending, you may spend one charge and gain one strain to discard it instead. Oh my god. That is awesome. It's like, I'm going to fly through a rock now. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not going to take any damage.
It's like, you got hit by a bomb. No, I didn't.
No, no, no. Those were not the bombs you were bombing for.
Exactly. 3 force and all this stuff. Yeah, patience. Oh, except he does have patience. At the start of the engagement phase, if there's an enemy ship in your front arc, you may gain one deplete token to recover one charge.
My dog is snoring.
I love it. I did have the cat came up, but my camera keeps going out, so he's still sleeping there. Edward is passed out.
Oh, poor Edward. He had such a big morning, though.
Yeah, ancillary. Ancillary. I can't say it. Ancillary. Okay, now you see that. Now my brain can do it. I just, for some reason, my brain can see the words, but it can't mouth
I was
them.
going to let you keep going.
But I was just like, I still can't do it.
Ancillary.
Yeah, see, I can't.
Ancillary.
You, jeez.
So I could have corrected him sooner, but this was
no,
fun
just let me go. Yeah, so
like the corpsman.
As far as the cost, I don't know if they're, because you still can take the cannon on Obi-Wan, and this one doesn't have the cannon. Anakin with this guy, you can also take the cannon. So I don't know if these cards are better than their originals, because you can also fit 15 to 20 points. So I don't think you'll see them out there.
Even if their upgrades are the same or slightly better, their cost per unit,
I know, and that's
down.
That's always the rub, isn't it? It's yeah, but this Obi's 5.
Oh yeah, you're going to get it pretty much the same loadout. Oh, how much is it going to cost? Yeah, one cheaper.
Cheaper.
Okay. How about Kenobi? Oh yeah, same stuff. How much
cheaper.
does this cost? One cheaper.
So that's
what
9
about
points.
Shock T? One cheaper. Okay. What do I do? Right.
Yep. All right. And then we go to actual changes. So
Yes.
this I always understand. I've always believed that the lat gun ship is the key to the Republic and is an amazing ship and does all the things, which it definitely can.
Like a K-Wing.
Yes, it does, except it can. Yeah, no, because K-Wings can take crews, gunners, they can take everything.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, this
That
is
ship in the whole stinking galaxy.
like, this is one of those things to where with the Y-Wings, it's like, I don't care about the ship's ability. All I want to do is load it up with a bunch of junk. These ships, the Hound's ability is great. The loadout and what you can put on them is amazing, and their cost is just phenomenal. So I can understand why Hound went up to 6, and I can understand why the loadouts like dropped out for Hawk. Because with
just
20
8 points,
23 points, you're loading up 2 crew, a gunner, and then like something like you were always maxing out because of the amount of stuff that the Republic has. So I completely understand why this happened. Yeah, and then we go to the V's with 3 points for Contrail and 3 points for Click. Again, I don't want to look up their things, but yeah, the same cost.
Same cost, so it's not going to be too radically different.
Yeah, you can look at their upgrades if they have something that's just that much more beneficial, then you would use them.
And for the Torrents, it's going to be the same deal again. Except Axe went up a point.
Yes, so
and Kickback is staying the same.
Yeah,
they
which
go to the standardized card.
Axe must be phenomenal. or it's one of those things to where we're like, we need to make him 4 points so that it fits 35 altogether. Right. Because it is a scenario. So that might be why he's 4 points compared to 3. So you might never see him in a standard game.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, not necessarily a bad thing, not necessarily a good thing, but it does appear, until we take a look at the Separatist. So we won't know if the Republic got the lion's share or not.
Yeah. So
thank you, Lord. They
What?
did not do anything to the Belbalab.
The Bellabarub?
The yeah, the 57 Chevy. They
I
didn't do
love
anything.
I love that ship. It looks so good.
Oh,
I wish they would have made it
it's
a
a
little bit
gorgeous
bigger in
ship, but
scale.
they didn't do anything to it, which is good. Um, Now we're looking at the Tri Fighters, and these are all Seas of Coruscant,
Yeah.
and stayed the same cost for
Yeah,
uh,
for almost everything
Aflac.
except
Okay,
for T-81. Again, that loadout must be phenomenal. That's all I'm saying.
okay,
Could
Disc
easily
three
look it
forty
up, but
seven. Okay, Disc 347 stayed the same.
Disc 347. Yep, and then
Yeah,
so did the flak
Aflac.
Aflac.
The
What was I
Disc
gonna say?
T81 went up in one.
This is what I'm saying. That loadout's got to be phenomenal.
Yeah,
It's got to be good. You got the Backdroid prototype. Like everything is the same except for 32 and 404. Those went down a point. So they, oh man, those are the bombers.
yeah. So what? Okay, so Bactoid.
And I'm very interested in, which I might look up right now. I want to know what Count Dooku's upgrades are, because I know he's a little bit different than his counterpart. He's Coruscant.
Well, he dropped
Dooku.
down in price for the Siege
Yeah,
for the
so
Siege pack.
that's why I want to look up his card, which is right here. Yeah, I can see Malice. Oh, where'd it go? Come back here. There's a picture. I just saw it. No, I don't want to see ads. I just saw the picture too. All right, Malice. Rolling anger at the start of the engagement phase. If you are in the enemy arc of a ship, you may gain 1 strain to recover 1 force. And then Shatar. It is set up after placing forces. You may, was it cloak? Yeah, you may cloak. After you decloak, you may choose an enemy in your bullseye. If you do, it gains 1 jam. And that is an I5. His ability is during the attack before a ship at range 0 to 2 rolls attack or defense dice. If all of your force are active, you may spend 1 force and name a result. If that roll does not contain the name, if it does not contain the name result, that ship must change 1 die to that result. So basically, you name either a focus or a blank when that ship's attacking or defending, so that you can keep them from getting good results. Not bad.
Then let's see, we got
10 health
the
ship, 5 points. I give it a shot over the 7 cost one.
sure, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's time to try something different. Of course, playing a scenario based is something different for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Uh,
And now more Vulture
Vulture
droids.
class
Look at how
droid,
cheap they are. 2.
2 points.
Now you might see some stuff with Separatists.
Yeah, I think so. Especially with those droid fighters. Oh my god, because those are like gnats.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think they all came with the grappling struts. So you might start, and that's what I love, is you might start seeing these standardized cards in competitive play, because they're
Which I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. I'm
yeah.
really not. I mean, there's options galore.
Yeah, because now you can take 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you can't take. Yeah, you could still take 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. So you could load out 8 ships if you want. But I really want to know I know I can always look up their loadouts, but I really want to know what their loadouts are compared to their counterparts.
Right.
Because I mean, this one has only 4 points to work with. This one has 7. This one has 10. So I would love it if they gave them something special to where they could do something in competitive play. So yeah. Anything else?
Well, yeah, there is.
What?
The biggest,
What?
baddest, the hugest changes out of everything in upgrades. So,
So
just
you tell me,
it's
where am I going?
Go down to the upgrades tab.
I am on it. Wartime loadout.
Okay. No. First, we're gonna go look at the electro chaff missiles.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah, that was
There's been
also.
a slight, ever so slight, ever minuscule slight cost change in those. They went from 4 points, and they tacked on an extra 5 to make it 9, just to make it fair.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Kenny, who I was playing last night.
Oh,
He
you
was using Boba Fett with chafe missiles, and I'm almost positive his list would not work anymore. We had tons of I knew the point changes were out. I said let's play anyways. I don't care. But yeah, now he's gonna have to cut a bunch of stuff because that 5 point difference is huge.
cluster mines.
Oh, we're still going down. All right, there we go.
Oh yeah,
I hate this.
they upped them to 7.
And
Proximity mines.
maybe William can fill me in. Where was cluster mines and proximity mines just ruining everybody's day? What did they do to people?
They were used.
Yeah, but I never
Proximity
saw
mines went up in cost to 8 now,
like
and
you.
it's like these 2 mines are like 2 of the easiest to evade from. But nope, we're gonna raise it.
I
AMG. I am quite convinced AMG does not like
well,
bombs.
I'm now
I
under
don't think
again.
they like any kind of bomb. I think they
No,
would like
I'm.
to get them out.
I don't know for certain. Yeah, they're FO bombers. Thank you, Inky. I was literally just about to say that. I was like, I don't have any evidence, but my best guess is TIE FO bombers because they can do that pre-maneuver boost, poop out of mine, and hit you for nothing, and then they just fly away giggling. So it's like, okay, mine's got to go up because these ships are not working well. Meanwhile, every other ship that maybe took a prox mine or cluster mine is never going to be taking these again.
Yeah,
No bomber is going to take these.
Because of one ship, they're going to nerf it for everybody else.
Yes, the bad apple
They
spoils
can't
the
do
bunch.
they can't do that maneuver at all. So instead of nerfing the ship that can do that maneuver and costing that ever so slightly more, let's say by I don't know 5 points, nope, we're just going to nuke it.
Well,
Like I say, I'm convinced
yeah.
personally. Now, you may disagree. The top players may disagree, but I'm pretty sure AMG does not like bombing.
So my question is
worth.
then, why not make the TIE bomber read as bomb instead of device?
Thank you.
Problem solved. The problem solved. We solved the problem. Oh man.
Nobody listens and
No,
doesn't care.
don't listen to us, AMG, please. We have don't listen to your base. Don't listen to us. But yeah, during the systems phase,
Bring back the K-Wing. Bring back the K-Wing.
you may perform a boost. So make it to where the bombers can't take mines, or just add a simple thing. You may only drop bombs, or something
bombs
like that.
Only 2 words. Bombs only.
Like that's what I'm saying. Don't listen to us because I don't know how to write the rule, but I'm just saying make that the rule.
Yeah, we know how to write the rule. So they costed up.
Oh
those
no,
2 bombs.
Notorious as well. I'm sorry.
it only went up 3 points.
See, last night I think he had Notorious on his Manaroo, so that might mess up his list too.
Not anymore.
And I had fun. I didn't see the problem, but yeah, the chafe clouds. I understand it. Again, TIE-FO bombers. That we know what it is.
And with Notorious, do you know what that means, Patrick?
I can sing the song.
No.
What?
Means that is all that there is.
No, how dare you? Wartime loadout went down by 5 points. I have it right up there. And you're looking. Yeah, I know. You have to scroll way up to see it.
If so, I apologize. I do not like to miss things, but sometimes I do because I'm. Lord help me! Oh heck, we even missed the astromechs.
Yes, R3, I did not miss those.
R4 went up a point.
Yeah, R4. Where is it? Yeah, R4 went up to 4 points. Or no, sorry, it went up to 3. That's why I said 2 earlier, because I didn't know they went up. And then R3 went up to 4. So,
Oh,
I mean, that's
wartime
not,
loadout
if that's
went
supposed to shake up the
down.
rebels, I don't think that's going to do it.
Wartime loadout went down to 5.
Yes, which I, for some reason, have always had
It almost
problems.
makes up for the price upgrade of 5
There it
points.
is. So, wartime loadout. I've always
So
had
it
problems with
balanced.
Yasby and equipping that. So, there we go. Wartime loadout. It gains a torp slot and a missile slot. Replace your ship with the following devastating barrage while you perform a torpedo or missile attack. If the defender's in your bullseye, your crit results cannot be canceled by evades. And then it adds 2 shields, as well as lock, reload, and the torp and the missile slot. So, man, it is. Oh, yeah, it adds a white lock instead of a red one, and then
Okay.
you
That
have
then
9 health.
yeah. So now we have gone through the entire list.
Now we've done the list. So I
I
mean,
feel so proud of us that we did that. It was only under like 3 hours.
exactly. Well, an hour and 20. There was a lot to go through.
Well,
We
yeah, there was, and we, expounded here and there, and we
Yep.
did stupid
And,
stuff, and
and I
we
want
had
to
to have a
show.
conversation with, with Will, right? Because he
Yes,
was there, and
exactly.
I don't know if he's still there, but if he's still there,
Yes,
hey, Will,
there's more people here. What do you stop doing that?
how many people are there? I don't know. I can't see.
2. You can always join the chat that you are a part of in Twitch. So I'm
Then
also
I
going
have
to.
two.
I know. Well, no, I will also want to show this real quick for new players. So this is the X-Wing documents page. It's atomicmassgames.xwing/xwing-documents, and it'll even have the rules reference, the errata. This is where we found the points that we went over to today. This is where the upgrade points are. Previous ship points, so they even leave that in there. So if you want to look them up, you can compare and contrast. Same thing with upgrades. These are your scenarios, which is what we standard use to play the game. Ban list, so you can play them for fun, but when you come to a tournament, you can't. And the X-Wing update article, so it tells you what's happening and stuff like that. There was a change to the tournament regulations that someone spotted. This one, I know people won't like it. I'm going to love it. Because
Okay, let's hear it.
and I just want to confirm in here. Yes, there it is. It is true. Unless there are more than 64 players, the number of rounds will be 4. That's it. And then there's a cut to top 16, 8, and 4. I'm happy.
I don't see that as a bad thing.
Well, a lot of people are, because the super uber competitive people will say we need more rounds for the top cut so that we know the ultimate. It feels bad when you play only 4 and you get beat out by someone of lesser stature and yada yada. And it's like, yeah, if
Did they have
you're
more points than you?
who
You
knows
lost.
exactly. I did better, and it's like,
I
sure,
mean,
we need to
it's
find out
fair for
who's the better.
everybody has to compete under the same rules. So
Yeah.
whether you don't think it helps you out or not is moot. It's everybody's under the same rules.
I
Sorry.
mean, I don't 100% agree with the 33 to 40 or to 33 to 64. That could be 5 rounds, because we have to see what tournaments are going to be like in the future, at local stores and also big tournaments.
Unless they're trying to streamline it down to make the game faster,
Yeah,
quicker.
because what's happening is when you go to a tournament, it's like 3 days, which I understand a lot of people say, well, that's great because then I can go do other
Yeah.
things between those days. But then it's like, what if we could just get it done in one, and it didn't take
Right.
the whole day and everybody still
Right.
had fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we
Oh
didn't have
darn.
and we didn't
Oh
have a
wait.
top 32 out of
So
84 players.
you mean while I'm at Gen Con, I can spend a day to go to the vendor hall and see other stuff?
Exactly. So I'm not going to point fingers,
That's
but
crazy talk.
there was a tournament that had, I think, 85 people, and they did a top cut to 32, which I'm not. I just wouldn't want to be in that tournament personally. Just saying.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Player
I
earn
don't know.
event points.
My tournament days are over.
Not mine. Now I want to play tournaments. I do. I really do.
I don't think I have a competitive edge. Will I enjoy playing X-Wing again? Probably,
You're a side
but
event
I don't
guy.
want. But I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to get into a competitive event where it
Actually, let me
becomes
make
a
sure.
waste of time for the guys who are in the competitive event to be competitive. They're
Complete
trying
it.
to win the
Yes.
prizes. I'm a waste of time to them. I'm not helping them. I'm hindering them. Whereas they could be playing, well, seriously, where they could be playing other people who are there for the competitiveness of it. I can play side events left and right and have as good a time as the competitive players without ruining some competitor's day.
True.
Does that make sense?
100%.
And if Will is still there, considering I can't bring up Twitch, if he agrees, cool. But
yes.
and anybody else in Twitch world, do they see my point? What I'm saying is, me getting into a competitive event by not actually caring about competitive events. Oh, here's a chance for me to play a whole bunch of guys. Yeah, I can play a whole bunch of guys in side events and not screw up somebody's day. What if I win? But then 3 games later I get crushed. I don't want to be that guy that's going to ruin somebody's day.
All right. Rules reference. They've only made certain adjustments just to make things certain or clear. So ionization, they just added it. The ionized ship does reveal its dial as normal. It just doesn't execute the maneuver on it. It has to do either the straight, the bank, or the other bank.
So they've got 3 moves they can choose from.
Exactly.
Bank,
You still have a
straight,
secret,
or bank.
still the secret code ring dial. You have to
Oh,
have the
okay.
secret.
I have to have the secret decoder ring.
They
Damn it.
added rules for standardized loadouts, so all the standardized cards that you're going to be seeing in the future. They cannot equip additional upgrades and ignore the standardized restrictions. Some ships are standard loadouts. Standard loadout cards are larger than normal and have a list of everything that you can equip them with, and standard loadout ships cannot equip any additional upgrades. So just to
I'm
make
glad
sure.
that they made that larger so that I could see everything, because if they were going to fit it on one card, I would be like, nope, with a side of nope.
Exactly. InfiniteArenas.com. This is what we were
We
talking
didn't
about
say that. Did we say
earlier.
that?
InfiniteArenas.com. Dutch
We,
Vander.
we, we did say that, though. We said
Yeah.
infinitearenas.com.
Initiative should be at 4, and it
Right.
should read as, after you spend a lock during the attack, choose a friendly ship at range 1 to 3. The chosen ship may acquire a lock on the defender. So if you do play the game and you have this card on your list, or you're even playing an opponent with this card, make sure that you correct them that this is the proper way to be doing it and its actual initiative value. And then Iden is pilot ability should read, before a friendly tie at range 0 to 1 would suffer damage, you may spend 2 charges. If you do, prevent 1 damage. So I don't know if the original card said like hit or crit, so they might have just fine tuned it.
Yeah.
But that's the correct pilot ability. So again, if you play
They added a comma.
yeah. Hey, listen, commas sometimes are the way.
Matter. Yes. Sometimes commas matter.
I don't know where to take a breath. Electric Chafe Cloud is a device. I think that's old. I don't know if they added that. And then ban lists. Ships on the ban list cannot be included in squads in standard play. Upgrades on the ban list cannot be added to ships in standard play. Standard loadouts cannot have upgrades added to them again, but may include upgrades from the ban list in their loadout. So just because it's banned doesn't mean that that ship can't carry it for standard. So that's actually important.
Okay.
And this just hurts the ego. I don't know. Again, I think they might have left this in there, but the rules for huge ships have not been updated alongside the core set rules. They will be updated in the future. I'm pretty sure that was in there before, but that just hurts.
So we're still playing under original 2.0.
I like potato, I guess. So yeah, that's everything. I know a lot of people were looking for more in the realm of point changes. I know a lot of people are, for the first time, questioning, what does this mean? What the heck happened? Why can I not put this list together? I just played with it. So hopefully that answered a bunch of questions that you guys had.
Yeah.
Yeah, let
whatever
Dutch
you
B5.
wanted to do is not doable. So stop doing it.
Yeah, as long as you're having fun playing X-Wing, play in any event you want. There you go, William. Beautifully put.
Thank you, William. Well, now I will play in whatever event I want.
Just not the big ones.
And I don't have the physical capacity to sit there for 3 days at the same thing.
Yeah, that was another thing. Like, if you went to an X-Wing tournament at Gen Con, like, that was, I mean, it wasn't your whole weekend, but you'd have to play on Thursday, and then if you wait, you'd see on Sunday or Saturday if you made it. Then you
Yeah,
could see on Sunday if you won, and it's like, oh,
yeah, yeah. Don't
oh
want to
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
So,
So yeah, we hope this helped. We hope you
all right.
guys are able to gather everything you needed. I'll include links for the YouTubers
And it
below.
wasn't incredibly crusty.
No, because your list was unaffected, so you
Oh,
get to
was
play.
it? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine was. So I had to make a change already.
But you will, and it's with anything you have to improvise, overcome, and adapt, and adjust your lists accordingly to play that. Um, I really think it's harder for the competitive player than it is for the casual, local store have a good time player.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so too. Because I got to tell you,
uh,
the new players that I'm running into are having a ball playing X-wing.
yeah, I mean, it's. I almost wish I was brand new to X-Wing without having been through 1.0 and 2.0 and just coming in not knowing anything else.
That's the great thing. You run into these situations, you're like, "This is fun," and you're like, "But it was more fun."
Yeah, it was different.
It was
Yeah,
better.
I used to be able to fly 4 K-wings. What's a K-wing?
Yeah, what's I have no
Right?
idea what a K-wing is. What is
Yeah,
that?
just just the coolest ship
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Uh,
We are going to be recording tonight. I want to stream
yes.
it so bad, and I think I will.
No.
Why can't we stream the
No.
podcast?
Because we're going to be drinking, and
That's
when
the
we're
point.
drinking,
Yes, I have
when
a.
we're drinking, we may
Where
swear.
is
We
it?
have to put up the PG-13
No, we
thing.
don't. I have my Elsian coffee pumpkin ale. It's a pumpkino. Pumpkino. I have it ready
I'll
to go
stick
for
with my
tonight.
whiskey.
Yeah. And then I've got my moonshine ready to go.
Oh, look! I have some. Oh, Firefly Low Country sweet tea,
See, there you go. And I want to
and
make
it's
some moonshine drinks.
vodka with natural flavors.
I might just start streaming it and you won't even know. But
Then I have Fireball
yeah.
cinnamon whiskey. Wait,
And
I
also,
have
people can
no
ask
idea why
questions
I
in
have
chat
them.
live too, because I've collected questions. I've read Reddit and all that for new players. We're
Oh,
bringing
good.
on Gordon from Stay on Target. We're going
This
to,
is
because he did a podcast on what it's like to try and teach new players. No, you're not interrupting me.
no. I'm staying right here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And
Because I'm not going to interrupt
he's
you
like, I
anymore.
really wish there was something out there for people to see when it comes to new players and how to get them involved and where are we supposed to go from here. So like we've made a whole chain of videos for new players to get into X-Wing, where to go, how to start. And then we're going to do that with our podcast is how do you get involved into X-Wing as a new player, and how are you going to teach new players as a veteran player and get them up to speed, and also getting back into the store and building up your community again and how you can do that. Because I can't wait to talk about that, because Tabletop Simulator is
Yeah,
almost
because
now the new norm.
I have some words about that.
Well, so just a little sneak peek. I've already had multiple players come to me and they're like, I've played maybe 1 to 2 games of X-Wing in person, but I'm already on TTS playing. So like that's it's like you've already played like 7 games online, but in person you're like 1, and you're
Oh,
like people
well,
like
look,
learn how to train track and okay, well, what do we do here? How do I move this ship? I mean, oh my God, so there is a
I
lot of hurdles for new players.
I'm thankful that we have TTS.
Oh,
Okay, don't get me
100%.
wrong.
I
Okay,
love
because
TTS.
you and I can get together a lot easier
Mhm.
than flying to each other's houses or driving 18 hours to get to each other's places, um, so that we can play on the tabletop. That's not saying that when we do get together, which, either you're going to be at my house or I'm trying to get to your house as soon as you finish all your construction projects and whatever convention we're at, we play
Yeah.
a lot. And it's like, oh, okay, well, we can go to bed at like 2 o'clock. We'll get up at 6:30 and start playing again. Oh, sounds like a great idea. All
Yeah.
right. By the third day, we want to kill each other.
Oh, we're exhausted by the 3rd day.
Yeah. So, I mean, playing in person is great, but TTS does not scratch the full itch.
It does keep you satisfied until you really like. If you were to say if I had one over the other, it'd be in person. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I could.
Generally, what doesn't happen when one is playing in person is like, all of a sudden that the game freezes for no apparent reason, or
No, but when
that you
somebody
use.
bumps the table and screws up your board state,
Oh yeah, that's fun though.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it's also it's your situation. If you can't get to the tables or no one plays around you, TTS is your salvation, and then your choice is no TTS. I can't live without it because nobody
yeah.
plays around me. But we're
So
going
I
to talk
mean,
about
we
that tonight.
need it to do what we do, but you know,
Exactly.
others not so much.
Yeah. And if you're watching on Twitch right now, which some of you are, you can go to, which I always try, I think it's tokens, which I'm going to try to type this on my phone now. If you need custom tokens for X-Wing or any other games, go check out recontokens.com. And if you don't like what you see there, you can contact us and we can customize your token for no extra charge. Not for free, even though Robert doesn't like to say. We don't make free tokens.
We don't make free tokens.
But we'll customize them. So we'll add a logo on it. We can add text. We can make goofy ones. We can make serious ones. We can make whatever the heck you want. And we have lots of
I'm
stuff for
actually
X-Wing.
tossing around the idea of lowering our prices, Patrick.
Yes, because inflation's a son of a gun. And we're the only ones maybe thinking about it.
It's hard enough to afford new games and equipment
Yes.
that it is to pay extra, and I think we might be able to pull it off.
Yes,
I
exactly.
got to look at it a little bit harder, but I think we might do this.
Yes. You can go to our Facebook page, which I would like to type in Facebook, but I don't think it works. It is X-Wing Recon. Oh, geez. Now I don't even remember what the heck it is. I'm going to look it up. Hold on.
That would be funny.
Oh, geez.
What is our Facebook page?
We have so many Recon Paint X-Wing miniatures, and you can join there to where we post a lot of our stuff and everything else. Yeah, see, here's all the cards there. Thanks. I should have looked that up earlier. You can hit us up in our Discord. I know the link in YouTube is broken. I've been told by many players recently. So I have to go in there and manually change it. But we do have a Discord. You can join there, jump into discussions. I have lots of new players in there right now asking questions on how things interact. Where do I go for this? And I'm trying to answer them as fast as I can so they can get to playing and get to doing whatever they need. You can go to our spring tees, which I have no idea what that link is, but we have them. We do sell t-shirts like this one right here, and I'm designing more now that are absolutely hysterical. At least I think they are. So we'll get those out there as well. And I got to start getting prizes going too when we stream, because we're going to try to do this weekly to where we at least play a game and give out prizes.
Yeah, because I know this guy that makes tokens.
Yeah, with tokens, we've got I've got a whole stack of alternate art cards that not alternate art cards, a whole stack of cards that are errata fixed, so they actually have the correct layout, like Obi-Wan and the Ada and stuff like that. So we're going through those as well.
Not to mention our points tracker cards.
Yeah, points tracker cards.
Tracker
which let me tell you how much those are a savior. Holy gee! I think hold on. I have those. Where'd they go?
Even I can follow that.
I've lost.
Which is not that hard, honestly.
Somewhere over there.
It's really not. I mean, people with pens and paper can do it, and other people can like put marbles down and count that way, or maybe put a penny on the table for every round you play.
Which I have some of these to give away.
Device, but of course, our counting stuff looks.
I don't want to do it today, but yeah, double-sided,
yeah.
And it tracks your.
It's double-sided for your protection.
Exactly. No, it tracks your turns and it tracks your score, and you just take one of your tokens and you put it down there, and then you track your turn and your score, and both of you can see it.
We supply the tokens.
Yeah, we supply the tokens too. If you want to customize your token that says red blue, if you want to have it say me and my opponent, there you go.
You could have it say like Hagwood's Harriers. We could do that.
Yeah, exactly. And this is my own custom art. I made that. I made all the art for that. That was a lot of pictures and alternate art, altering it and adding glows and laser shots and busting out my Armada stuff. But yeah,
laser sharks. He had the
freaking laser beams. All right, we're just gonna keep rambling.
Sharks.
We've been going for 2 hours. Yep. If you have any comments, questions, go ahead and leave them below. Go ahead and we can't say smash that like button because everybody says that. Go ahead and launch a proton torpedo at that like button, and then hide your blueprints to the Death Star in the subscribe button, because a
and
lot of our
and
viewers don't come from subscribers. They just come from people searching the
yeah,
network or what.
and maybe hit the like button. Hey, leave a comment. We
That's what I
don't,
just said.
yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Exactly.
whatever.
But yeah, if you want to know when we go live, you click subscribe, then the notification bell. It'll let you know when we put out a new video, because we do put out other content besides X-Wing, but X-Wing is our main stuff. And we were going to do a video last week, but unfortunately I had COVID. Robert had other issues, so we were out of commission for the week. But we're back. We're doing X-Wing again, and we're excited.
Yep. And we're gonna have some fun.
Exactly.
So
All right.
that's all I got, Patrick. I got nothing else.
I don't want to do
Until
anything
tonight.
else. I want to go sit down.
I want a nap.
Yeah, because then we have also tonight to stream. Jesus. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good one, and play casual.
See ya.
Later.